Hey guys, Lightning2288 here with my third video, and just got done Christmas shopping today. It's super hectic, but I guess for my reward, my wife said I could go out and hit a couple of local shops and do some pickups. And I kind of got a pretty decent haul today, guys, so I won't try to talk about each comic too much because I know my videos kind of run too long and I don't want to bore you guys to death. So let's get started. Today, one of my pickups was Giant Size Chillers #1, and this is the first appearance of Dracula's daughter Lilith, sorry, and it's a real cool cover, man. I really enjoy it, and you know it's probably a fine copy. I mean, there's a little nick on the corner right here, but overall it's in really good shape. And it only cost me $6, and it's at one of the local shops I go to. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's in Southern California and they're familiar with the Riverside area, hit up Comic Castle. The old man there, Chris, he's a real cool dude. He has a big backlog of just Silver Age, Bronze Age, and he has all kinds of key issues there. And right now he's going through some medical problems, and you know, if anybody go there, give him any kind of business, it'll help him with his medical bills and everything. So, you know, if anybody has a chance to check out his shop, you know, it's in Riverside, California, you know, hit him up. He has a real good selection, and it'll really help him out. He's going through a bit of a few problems right now, so any business he could get would really help him out. So, and not only that, I picked up that today, and I picked up this from his shop, Tomb of Dracula #25, and this is the first appearance of Hannibal King, and I got a real good deal on this one too. And this is probably I would say a fine plus, and I got this only for $8, so I was real pleased and happy with this one. I got a thing for Tomb of Dracula. I mean, I eventually want to complete the run. I got quite a bit of them, and I got some of the, you know, the major keys, which I'll show eventually in some of my later videos. But as right now, you know, Tomb of Dracula 25, first appearance of Hannibal King, great cover, you know, good book to have. And another one I picked up was X Factor #6, and as you can see, I haven't reboarded it yet. It still has the $15 price tag. But I mean, this is a really nice copy, and for $15, hell, you know, I was happy to pay for it. And you know, and I've been noticing a lot of other YouTubers out there showing this in their videos, and you know, I was looking it up on eBay, and I mean, this book has really skyrocketed. I mean, it's pretty outrageous now. I mean, I've seen one recently end in auction, and it went for $80. And I remember when I was younger and a teenager, you know, collecting, and I mean, they couldn't get rid of this book. I mean, it would be in the 25-cent bins, and you couldn't get rid of it. But now that they're announced that Apocalypse will eventually be in a movie, hell, this is a book to get, guys. So if you have a chance to get it cheap, definitely go for this one. And another couple of books I picked up, and this was only $1, so you know, hell, I ain't gonna pass up on that. And I actually like the story to it, Thanos Quest book 1. And yeah, it was only $1, so hell, I ain't gonna pass up on something like that. And along with Thanos Quest 1, I picked up Infinity Gauntlet #1. And I used to have this copy. It was actually stolen from me a few years ago. I kept a box in my back of my car. My car got stolen, and they retrieved the car, but they never retrieved the comics, so it kind of sucked. But yeah, this was only $1 too, so I'm definitely not gonna pass up on this. And it's a near mint copy, so I'm pretty happy with it. And I always like the storyline to it. And up next is The Son of Satan #1. And I have a thing for, you know, Bronze Age comic books, just the way the look of them, the colors. I just love everything about it. And as a collector, I know most of us, we like first appearances, #1 issues, and my goal is to try to collect every #1 issue I can possibly get my hands on for a decent price. And this one only cost me probably $4, so I was really happy with it. And up next would be The Inhumans #1. And this is another, you know, just the way the colors are. And I mean, I'm not a big Inhumans fan, but it's just something about having, I just want to have all the #1 issues. So, you know, I'm really pleased with it. And this is another probably, you know, fine plus, if not higher copy. So I'm pretty happy with it, and hell, I only spent $5 for it, so I can't complain. And then up next is Champions #1. And like I said, guys, I'm just trying to try to get all the #1 issues, and this book actually is starting to slowly rise in price, I've noticed. I mean, I've seen people, it's not necessarily selling at that price, but like I said before, eBay, since comics are getting hot again, there's less auctions and more buy nows. So I've seen a lot of buy now prices for around $20. So if you get any cheaper than that, guys, go ahead and pick this up. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could go to a shop once in a while or some kind of con and probably pick this up relatively cheap. So if you see it, definitely pick this one up. Any #1 issues. Red Sonja #1. Yeah, this cover is cool as hell. I really like it, and I still can't. I keep losing. I keep trying to win. I keep trying to win Conan 23, her first appearance, but it's gotten to the point where it's gotten kind of not pricey, but too pricey for me. I'm not willing to spend what they're asking for her first appearance. But eventually, if I take my time, like I said, eventually I'll get it, and that's probably the next book on my hit list. And here's a couple of books that came in on eBay recently. And here it is. Tales to Astonish #62. This is the first appearance of Leader. The first origin and appearance of Leader. And it's a really cool book. And this is actually, it's probably a fine minus, but still, guys, for the price I paid for this, I only paid $10 for it. And, just to have a Tales to Astonish book, and still, to me, I'm surprised it's not more, because Leader, to me, is actually a major villain, and for $10, even, I've looked it up, and it's still not that pricey, so if you guys have a chance to pick this book up, definitely pick this book up. I think eventually, like I said, all first appearances eventually are going to go up, and the Leader is known through the comic community, so I'm surprised it's not more than what it is. And up next is Tales to Astonish 90. And this is the first appearance of Abomination. And it's another character that, I guess I consider not a major key, but, like a mid character, it's still a decent key to have. And here's another book, for instance. It's I would say a fine minus. And, you can't go wrong. 12-cent cover, Tales to Astonish, and a first appearance of Abomination. It's cool, and I only paid $10 for it, so I'm happy with that. And here's another book, guys, I think you need to watch out for that I've just recently found out, and I've noticed in other people's videos that I've watched, they've shown it, but they've not told us. Well, they've told the significance about the book, but not the whole significance of the book. And I just found this out recently because I went on Wikipedia to look it up. This is the Avengers. Oh, I'm sorry. Stay up there, goddammit. Okay, there. Avengers 66. Now, as you can see, it's not in the greatest shape. This is hell. I only paid $2 for it. I'm not going to pass up on something like this for $2. But eventually, I'm probably going to upgrade it because it's still not that pricey. And the point I was getting at, the significance of this book is, well, here, let me go through the condition of the book, actually. If you could see here, these black marks, that's actually tape, and it's stained now, and it's kind of going through the whole book. And yeah, right now I'm currently watching another one on eBay that I'm probably going for. It's a fine copy, and it's still relatively decent, and it even has a date stamp right here. But anyways, the significance of this book is it's the first 15-cent issue of the Avengers. Plus, if anybody knew or anybody knows the fact that this is the issue that Adamantium was introduced in the Marvel Universe. So basically, it was the first appearance of Adamantium. So if you didn't know, go ahead and, look it up on eBay, and do your thing. But to me, that's a really under the radar type book. The first appearance of Adamantium, we all could relate that to Wolverine. So I'm surprised this book ain't more than what it is. And next that came in on eBay was Strange Tales #180, first appearance of Gomorrah. And you know, I mean, this book's hot right now, and it's going way up there in price. I've seen them go for, you know, 70 to 80 bucks, and you know, fine conditions. And this is actually a really nice copy. This is probably a fine plus. I mean, there's like a mark right here, but that's not the comic book. That's the actual plastic it's in. But overall, this book is a nice copy, and I'm really glad to have it. And I got a hell of a steal on it. I got it for 15 bucks. So, you know, first appearance of Gomorrah, and it's hot. The book's real hot right now. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one. And guys, these last 3 books I'm going to show you, I've had them in my collection for a little bit, you know, and like I said, this is only my 3rd video, so, you know, I mean, I finally got a decent haul video to go, because usually I was just showing my actual just books I already had. These 3 books, though, I'm really proud of, and I've had this book for a while. Star Wars #1. Yeah. And you guys wouldn't believe, I picked this up at Frankenson's probably a year ago, and it's actually the same place where I picked up I forgot what book it was. Oh, I actually picked up a Wolverine #1 there for like 10 bucks, and I don't know if the woman knew what she was doing or not, but anyways, this Star Wars #1 cost me $15, and it's probably a fine plus. I mean, it's in really good shape. I mean, you could see maybe a little nick. But other than that, man, it's in really good shape. And this is a book, guys, that you definitely need to pick up. Especially they're already going to make another trilogy to this. So this book is just on a skyrocket. You know, Star Wars is never going to lose its fan following. It's one of those things that's always going to be around, and it's always going to have a demand for. So this book's always going to go up in price. And now my next book, and this is a funny story behind this book. This is New Mutants 98. And, you know, everybody knows first appearance of Deadpool or whatnot. But as you guys know, that me and Omega, we're good friends, and we have a little competition who could get the best keys and whatnot. It was about 3 or 4 years ago, and when we started, you know, getting into it heavy, and he has actually, I think, 2 copies of this, and he would always rub it in my face and talk a lot of shit, and it actually kind of pissed me off, because I knew I had this copy, but I couldn't find it. And the weird thing was, I actually bought this copy when I was a kid off the actual newsstand, or off the, you know, the newsstand or whatever. Actually, and for months I couldn't find it. I was actually going to go for one on eBay, and then we were having a yard sale. And I was going through my shed, and I had a big box of just Sports Illustrateds, old Wizard magazines, whatnot. And I'm going through the box, and at the bottom of the box, there's this. Not in no plastic or no poly bag, nothing. It's just bare, just sitting there under a whole bunch of magazines, and I pull it out, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I don't have to hear Omega's shit anymore, you know? And the cool thing is, it was in that box since probably the day I bought it, you know? And if you look at it, I don't know if you could see it. This thing is in near mint condition. This is a beautiful copy, and I'm super proud. It's just weird to me that it sat in a box in a shed for 10 to 15 years and nothing happened to it. I guess it's just, you know, the comic gods were looking out for me or something, but I got real lucky with that one. So, you know, this is one of my favorite books now, you know, and I mean, I've seen these copies go for $300 to $400 in this condition, so I'm very happy with it. I'm definitely probably going to send this. This will be one of the first, book I'm going to send to CGC. And the next book I'm going to show you, my last book of the video, is I've had it for probably 3 to 4 months, and I'm super happy with it. And for the price, let me just get it out here, guys. Iron Man 55. First appearance of Thanos. You know, Drax the Destroyer and the Blood Brothers, but, you know, we all really, you know, it's really more for, it's Thanos. And, yeah, you could see what it is. I mean, there's a nick here, you know, a little dinky line here. And, you know, I mean, it's not that bad. A little discoloring and stuff, but it's still to me, it's a VG plus, you know. And for the price, guys, I only spent $100 on it. And, you know, if you guys look on eBay, you definitely know a VG or a VG plus is definitely not going for $100. You go to a shop, and comic shops are always way overpriced anyway. So I'm super happy with this copy, and I'm glad I could share it with you guys. And yeah, that's about it, guys. And I'll try to make a video next week. Me and Omega plan on going to Frankensons. If you've watched our videos before, that's a place. It's basically like a comic book swap meet, you know, collectible swap meet, and that's where we go. And hopefully, we come up with some keys. I'm gonna have a Frankensons haul next Saturday. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and lightning out.